Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for another match of the Sevens in the quarterfinals. This one, Australia versus USA. And boy, we have had some intense contests that have already taken place in these quarterfinals. Fiji narrowly getting past the Irish, which now means whoever wins this contest will be going face to face with the Olympic defending gold medalist Fiji for their next contest. But the referee in charge of this one, Jeremy Rosier. The voice is almost starting to cut out as well, ladies and gentlemen. How do I watch? Depending on where you are in the world will depend on your options for being able to watch these games. Let's go Australia. Says Connor McCullum there. James Turner. Be excited for this game. Jimmy the Jet, as he is known. Perry Baker firing up his team. He has been very strong. I'm in the UK, so it's on BBC if you are in the UK. Wallabies, says Mitchell Neal. Speaking of the starting lineups for the USA, it is Aaron Cummings, Bizer is there, Kevin Williams, Thomas Seen, Madison Hughes, Perry Baker, and Lucas LeCamp. Then for the Australians, Henry Hutchinson, Dowling, Dietrich Roach, James Turner, Matthew Gonzalez, Nick Maloof, and Nathan Lawson. But we are underway, ladies and gentlemen. It will be the USA kicking off this one from left to right. And also, we have the you from BBC UK. I am not from BBC UK, no, but I believe that is the option for being able to watch the games. In Pakistan, or is Pakistan in the finals? They are not. No, not that I know of. As a South African, please USA win, says Joshua. Currently, counter-ruck coming from the US, and they have got themselves the early penalty. Here comes Madison Hughes going across field to Kayvon Williams. Passes to Perry Baker. He was having a field day in the last contest for the US up against Uruguay, was scoring them for fun. I better not F up Australia, us Kiwis did, and go BBC. I hit sports, then hit live if you want to watch. Says Connor, now big run from Cummings. Inside ball, but it is knocked on by Bitzer. To go forward, he says, yep, that one's understandable. How did New Zealand lose? Says Mitchell. South Africa's defence in that game was superb. And, you know, it was always going to be the risk. At the end of the day, when you're playing a side like South Africa, even if they struggled in the group stages, they have still got more than enough potential of going on and getting themselves a big win, and that is exactly what they were able to do. Is the high school you went to still around? I would say so. Dietrich Roach, a good tackle made on him. Hutchinson passes off to Matt Gonzalez. Inside border, James Turner. He shows off his speed. A tackle by Lucas LeCamp on the halfway line. Gonzalez now going off to the right-hand side. Nick Maloof gets it to Dietrich Roach. Another tackle made, this time by Bitzer. Ball's there for Lawson, who has to pretty much kind of hoik it back. And I'm on iPlayer Connor TV. How does Sevens work, says Daly. So pretty much 7 players, 7 on each side, 7-minute halves, 2 in total, and then whoever has more points wins. Is this the normal side, says Daly. So yeah, normally you only have your 7 players out there. For a matchup, that is another penalty going the way of Australia. I think that's Madison Hughes, who did go in off his feet. And yeah, just hands down there for Madison Hughes as he tried to push off to go for the counter ruck. And it looks like Dietrich Roach. This is an injury here for this man. Looks like a knee injury. It actually looks like his leg's been sliced open. Hopefully nothing too serious for him. He's trying to make his way from the field, and Hayden Sargent now will make his way on. There aren't too many Australians who aren't wearing some sort of strapping on either a knee or an elbow or a thigh. And what's US channel, says Mitchell. For the US, I can't quite remember who their broadcaster is, but I assume it is, it might actually be not Flow Rugby, but I think it might be Peacock, I think, is actually the Olympic streaming software for the US. I mean, are these the players who played the friendly 2 weeks ago, says Daly. The friendly 2 weeks ago. You're talking about the US team, because they are the rugby union guys that I think you are mentioning about. And Peacock/NBC says Gus. Now, nice inside ball. Sargent only just making his way onto the field. Jimmy the Jet Turner tackled well by the USA, and Lucas LeCamp gets over the ball and does win the possession. Now, I should mention, if USA were to win this game, it would be a rematch of a group stage fixture between Fiji and the USA. It wasn't a very close game. Sevens is very fast-paced. You don't see probably sized players. They are usually quite lean, as you need to be able to get round or get to fun fast. And there tends to be less kicking, not including kicking the conversions. And prop says, was there from Blue here. Going to be a line out now for the USA. Is it on KO? I think it's on 9 now in Australia. Thrown in by Kayvon Williams. It's gone over the top, which now gives the possession back to the Australians. Hayden Sargent gets it away to James Turner for race with Perry Baker. Baker gets him down early. Sargent back across Lawson now with the wide lobby pass to the right-hand side. USA were offside. Wales equals my side, says Daly. And very clocky. And now big run from Lawson. Another tackle made by LeCamp, but unfortunately it was a 2-on-1, and James Turner scores their first try of the match for the Australians. 2.5 minutes left in this half. The perfect time to score for the Australians after the USA were caught offside. Then that counter-attack from Australia off the quick tap that did lead to the try. Turner won't beat Baker for pace, says Annoy there. And let's go, says Mitchell, though Turner has got the try in this game. Perry Baker, of course, getting a lot in his last contest up against Uruguay, though, and he will look to add to that try tally in this quarter final. Is this the same Australia side who played Wales? It is not, no. This is the Rugby Sevens side rather than the Rugby Union team. So the Rugby Union side are still training together for the Rugby Championship. That is coming up very soon. Whereas these guys are the separate guys. But they have got a few guys who have been Wallabies before. It's the same country, Australia, who played Wales. Says Annoy, and very uneducated. Says a doctor there, and let's go the Wallabies. Says Blues. Nate, oh, Hamish Hot Chocolate, come on, Aussies. Says Ruth. Kicked off now by Dietrich Roach. Nicely claimed by Kayvon Williams. Now, to the right-hand side, Bitzer. Charged forward, almost gave a mule kick to Ben Dowling. Mistake from Lucas LeCamp, and it is counted as the knock-on. Thought that it was going to be play on for Lucas LeCamp. Just seeing the try being scored in the 360 cam. James Turner scoring it. The first one. When's the championship you were on about? It is in 2.5 weeks' time. It's about 16 days till that gets underway. Australia first game will be up against South Africa. And USA needs a gold medal to raise rugby status here. And are they cracking down on the croc roll in sevens? Baker going to have to be careful if so, says Gus. Yeah, they're normally pretty strict on certain aspects of players' safety for the seven side of things. Likes of the high tackles, the tip tackles and everything. Corey Toole goes off now to Dietrich Roach. So the main problem that he had for his injury was just having to try and strap up that blood and that gash that he had. But now the penalty will go the way of the USA again. And do Wales play? They are not in that competition, no. But the next time Wales play for their internationals will actually be in November. So a little while till they do take part. Did they miss the conversion? They did indeed. So the score at the moment sitting 5-0 for the Australians over US. USA won the first ever rugby gold medal in the Olympics. True story. Look it up. Says Dr. Pooh, right back in 1924, I believe it was. And no Wales, just South Africa, New Zealand, and Australia and Argentina, says Joshua. Now the siren has been sounded for halftime. My team drew with Wrexham, says Daily CFC. The scrum reset now. Okay, referee just asked them to stay a little bit straighter at scrum time. Which I think is easier said than done. Chelsea There's Daily CFC. Here's America always on gold, says Mr. All-In. Now, big run from Lucas Lecamp. 25 metres out from the line. We are going to be taking this one deep into the first half by the looks of it. USA playing on for that little bit longer. Do Chelsea still play football these days? I thought they'd done, eh? Says a Blues name now, Hutchison. They've managed to turn it over for the Australians, and it looks like they want to get one last try before the end of this half. Corey Toole tackled hard. Looked like a knock-on. Might have been on the cards against Australia, but it's going to be play on. Now Hutchison trying to go for the corner, and he will be almost put into touch. They say that that's still in play. There are about 4 things that I think they needed to check there, but it is going to be ruled as a try for Corey Toole. Okay, I think that the USA are just saying there, Henry Hutchison was on the ground. He's not allowed to play the ball once he has dropped it, but he regathered, which is why I believe that one is okay. You're the greatest ever. Sears Roof. We have there, I think the first two, 1920 and 1924, is basically the U of California team before they started playing American football seriously. Says Gus. That one's going to be missing. So once again, unconverted try leads to 10-0 now for the Australians. A decent start to the match, I would say, for Australia. USA have actually had more penalties won in their favour. I don't know what that mark is. It looks like I've been punched, which I don't think I have been. Please tell me to stop pressing my braces, please. We'll stop doing that, whatever that means, pressing the braces. Isn't like pressing them. Surely that's not good for you, is it? And Aussie Box Final says, Anoy, have you seen South Africa team for the Rugby Championship? Says Joshua, I certainly have. Cut down a lot compared to what they had for the July internationals, but a few big exclusions, mainly due to injury. But yeah, they still look like a well-oiled team. I would say the Springboks, they've got 1:15 remaining of the halftime break. They actually do have a designated amount of time that they are allowed for halftime. Evan Ruiz is out. Says Hanoi. A lot of guys are out, unfortunately, for South Africa. But that is what happens when you have a squad of about 50 or maybe about 40-something with a few players of about 10 or 15 on standby. It's always going to be cut down a little bit more when you get towards the other competitions. But I think they'll extend the squad when they go back to South Africa, I would say. Fafa's out, says Joshua. It's not a bad thing, though, I don't think. Like, it's bad for him, of course, and I hope that the injury does get better. But at the same time, I feel like there will be a lot more tries scored without Faf de Klerk at 9, I believe. It's just whether or not the kicking will still be as prominent for the Springboks. Rugby World Cup Stadium is this? Yes, it is indeed. The final stadium that they had where it was South Africa versus France. They will be playing in the semi-final of the Olympic Sevens. When did they start playing Sevens at the Olympics? Says Johan. Back in 2000 and I want to say it was 16 was when it returned, but they used to have it back in 1924, at least I know of. Greg Grant Williams will get more experience, which is good. We have got their box should show an A program and play against Aussie and New Zealand A sides, or play up against Kenya, Namibia, and those other sides in Africa so that they can improve African rugby as a whole, not just South Africa. I think would be a nice thing to see. And Springboks have a strong team, lots of depth in the squad. Wrestled into touch there for Perry Baker, tackled by Nathan Lawson. And as this game progresses, Australia will grow in confidence, definitely with that 10-point lead. Also, we've got the gave up with when Frank Lombard left. We have the bacon and egg after this, Hamish, and a good rest. I sadly will not be able to have either. I'll be heading to work relatively quickly, so I won't have time to cook bacon and eggs, but I'm going to be pouring concrete in about an hour and a bit. So we've got a full day of work ahead of us, and then I'll be able to sleep tonight, hopefully. Although I think I'm filming tonight as well with George, so probably after that, late evening will be when I end up sleeping. And love the LED rugby post, says Daly, and no rest for the Hamish, says Bill. And come on, Aussie, you're next with Fiji, says Anthony. Just a few of the errors that have been happening at the moment for Australia, of course, they will want to fix before they head into the next contest if they do advance. I should mention the loser of this game will face Ireland. Damn, take it easy, mate, says Mr. All-In. And Ruth Lebot can't kick well, unfortunately, says Illinois. Although there's that big question of why does he have to be the kicker? That was a forward pass from the USA. But yeah, they've still got Sasha Feinberg Zulu. Maybe they play him 15. And then you've got the kicker in the lineup, and you can play with Lebot's attacking that he brings at number 10. And what is your name? My name is Hamish. 5 minutes remaining in this contest. Where's Great Britain? They were eliminated early on in terms of the qualifiers. They weren't able to beat South Africa, so they ended up losing their spot. I can't miss the opening ceremony either. Sleep, what's that? Says Lilia B. 5 minutes left. USA just needs some possession and consistent ball in hand to have a good shot. Maurice Longbottom going across there to Corey Toole. So towards the touchline, Kayvon Williams, I think got the turnover. Yes, he did. And can't remember much because I called Hampshire. Says Daly. Yeah, Kayvon Williams getting in that breakdown. He's coming from quite far back to be able to get into that breakdown. So the work rate from that man is still there. Lebok is good at finding holes in the defence. Kicking needs work, says Joshua. But once again, he doesn't have to be the kicker. Like, that is the thing that I think a lot of people have, for some reason, got cemented in their mind, thinking that South Africa have to have a kicking 10. But then if Feinberg Zulu, let's say, for instance, plays 15, why can't he be the kicker while Lebok is playing 10? Like, that is a serious option that a lot of people don't think of, you know? The fact that Lebok can play, he just doesn't have to take the kicks. And Paul Oswinger ran past the breakdown. Says Annoy. Again, we're going to see the penalty go in the way of Australia. Just a drop ball from Kayvon Williams. USA seem like they have crumbled a little bit here, but the thing is, they're still close enough in this game that if they get themselves one more try, you know, we're at least going to be in with a close showing near the end of this contest. But it's going to be hard work for them, but they will be working hard, or as hard as they can anyway, for the final 3.5 minutes in this match. That would be an attacking backline. Lebok and Sasha on the field. Grant at 9. Says Annoy. Lebok needs fishnets and stilettos. Says Roof. And now our wide long bottom goes to Corey Toole. Oh, that one's going to be needing a TMO check as well, whether or not he was able to finish. He doesn't look hugely confident, Corey Toole. In fact, I think he thinks he's got it. Yeah, Corey Toole. And hurry up, Australia, finish this funny game. Yeah, it's definitely been the least free-flowing contest. Right, we're going to see another angle of this, hopefully. I think he's going to get that try. But this angle might show it, though. Oh, it's very, very close again. They've decided to make it extremely close. I think he's almost out there. I think that foot might have just gone out. They needed a little bit slower motion, though. Put Pollard at 15, Lebok at 10, problem solved. Says Johan, Sasha Feinberg and Zulu, currently an upcoming star to unseat Lebok. Right, they've said the foot was in touch before the grounding, and it is going to be now the USA line out. How long this game? Still another 3 minutes. No awareness by Toole again. Same with KO. We have got their game for Super. He doesn't dive well. Says Annoy. Yeah, that is a try that Australia really should have been able to score. Like they said, they could have been 15-0 with 3 minutes remaining. Now the USA have got a good chance. Oh, it's not straight 5 meters out. That is the finishing blow for the US there. I'm tired now. USA do something now, says Kevin. A good play. But fortunate, says Gus. But yeah, not a straight line out from the US. And that might just about be their last real chance. You see the frustration on the face of Marcus Tupuola. He knows that one needed to be better. And Aussie making a half of themselves. Says Dr. Pooh. And nice, says Blues Nate. And Maurice Longbottom. It's the ball in. Going to the right-hand side. Dowling. Cross to Maurice Longbottom. Almost has a bit of a juggle there. Tackled solidly by Lucas the Cam. Counter ruck coming from the USA. It's going to be a deliberate knockdown. So I believe Australia will actually be down to 6 men by the time this one comes back. Oh no, the advantage is over. It was just a knock on. Good hustle in the breakdown from Hutchinson. Now Unufe still inside of their 22 here for the US, and this has to be frustrating. For a side that have done quite well throughout the rest of the competition, just nothing is working for them in this game. Someone has to win this game, says Gus. USA are their own worst enemies. As Aussie undefeated at the moment, yes, says Blues Nate, they are indeed. So Australia and Fiji, the only two sides at this stage of the competition who are undefeated. And they are playing each other in the next game. So someone's going to be undefeated heading into the final, where they face either France or South Africa. Australia, Fiji's next victim. Says Anthony. Ben Dowling. Being told to go quick. And I was strangling them. USA need playmaker to feed Baker. Nice run from Nick Maloof. They're 5 metres out from the line. It has been a very scrappy game, though, between these two sides. Ben Dowling looking both ways. Decides to go to Dietrich Roach now. Another tackle made there on Roach, and the penalty again to Australia. They need to play more rugby in the morning, lunchtime, dinner time, midnight, and twice on Sunday in the US. Says Mr. All-In. And true, Aussie and Fiji, what game that will be. And thanks to the commentary, says Joshua, no worries at all. And we are going to be back for the final day of the Sevens, which isn't actually tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. It is the day after for us here in New Zealand. It's going to be midnight on Saturday night that the next stage of the Sevens does take place. Now lining up this kick. This will use up more time on the clock for Maurice Longbottom. France by 19 tries. Fiji by 2 tries, my predictions, says Bill. Now Maurice Longbottom. Crowd are going to be booing him for this one, but he will use up as much time as he can. I have a bad feeling about Australia. I reckon they can win this, says Fleshin. And now strikes it. Does get it over. And that'll make the score now 13 points to 0. For Australia. That will secure their spot through to the semi-final, to the first time ever as well. Good game, USA. You gave it your all. Mike Friday not happy with how the USA have gone in this contest. Lawson has been just taken off the field. He was one of the keys for Australia in this match. Now it's going to be kicked off deep. Ball bounces into the hands of Malachi Esdale. They're only a few metres out from the line here. USA, another mistake made. They're in their in-goal area. Anufe manages to work his way out. The big thing for Australia here is going to be trying to avoid injury. You do not want to end up with one of your players going down now, or else it's going to be a big mistake. Maurice Longbottom, he ripped that ball away and scores the try for the Aussies. Not a way to get popular, wasting time, says Annoy. Exactly right. Yeah, the crowd didn't like it too much. You can understand why they did it. And thank you, Hamish. Enjoy pouring concrete. See you Saturday. Take care, says Lilia B. in there as well. But nonetheless, I do thank you all very much for tuning into this live stream, ladies and gentlemen. So just to confirm, the next live stream that we have got for the Sevens, it is going to be taking place at 12 a.m. on Saturday night for us here in New Zealand. Weight block 1. Time for a brandy there. Was on Steam, says Legion, I think it is. And thanks for your time and commentary, says Henry. Thank you very much for being here. It is greatly appreciated. But yeah, that next game that we are going to be covering, it is going to be, I just want to make sure I got the right time. Where is it? It is at 12:30 on the 28th of July for us here in New Zealand. And that is going to be Argentina versus New Zealand, followed by the game taking place between Ireland and also USA. Then there is South Africa versus France in the men's semi-final, and then Fiji versus Australia in the other semi-final fixture. A bit later on, Japan versus Uruguay, followed by Samoa versus Kenya, and then games all through to the Olympic gold medal final match, which is on at 5:45 a.m. New Zealand time, or 7:45 for you guys in South Africa. But nonetheless, I do thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy this live stream, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We will be back soon with more Sevens. Also, plenty more action. The All Blacks announcing their squad on Sunday. We will be doing a video and a live stream based around that as well. But thank you all very much for tuning in, and I will see you all for the next